Let's look at a couple of objections to near-death experiences before we go to Q&A. If you're listening and you have some questions, we do have a little bit of time at the end to answer a few questions. But one of the most common things was I put out a tweet yesterday just kind of gauging what some of my non-Christian, more atheistic followers, what their thoughts were about near-death experiences. And one of the things that I saw over and over again was this idea that it's just possible that weird things happen when the brain runs out of oxygen. It's just kind of like weird things happen. Near-death experiences may be weird things, but that's just, we don't know. But it's not helpful to say that there's some supernatural element to this whole experience. So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, near-death experiences can answer those kind of questions without any issue. And here's the issue. It's kind of a line in the sand. If you give me a medical explanation, and I'll even give you names for these things. One of them is called temporal lobe seizure. You have a seizure. One of them, you could have an hallucination, right? You could have an hallucination. You could have oxygen deprivation, which is what you described. All of these things are very common. But here's the point. If you have an hallucination, that means what you're seeing is not really there. If you have oxygen deprivation, if you have temporal lobe seizure, can you see a 12-digit number up above your head in the rafters when you're lying on a bed? Can you see a car accident outside your hospital room and there's no windows in your hospital room? Can you see what your family's doing on the 7th floor above your head while you're in surgery? Can you tell the doctor? In one of the cases in that book I mentioned, the Self Does Not Die, there's a case where the doctor told the patient after the surgery, no, we checked for that. We had that machine right there in the room. You're fine. And the person said, I don't care. You didn't check for it. The doctor said, we checked for it. The machine is in the room. And the person said, yes, doctor, the machine is in the room, but it was not plugged in. The machine was not plugged in. And the doctor said, I'm going to check that. And he went down the hall and checked. The machine was not plugged in. See, if they caught it during the surgery, someone would say, oh, doctor, the machine's not plugged in. Well, for crying out loud, plug it in. But they didn't know it till after the surgery. How do they know it? Anybody else would have plugged it in. But the person overhead saw that they didn't get the reading they wanted. So when you keep adding these cases up with data, you can keep saying no. But if I were saying no, I would be getting very uneasy, because there's something there that I don't want. If Bertrand Russell is true, either God or an afterlife. If there's an afterlife, I don't want that.